Don't worry. It's going to be great. Also, this is from Ravens practice from their Instagram. Ed Reed was hanging out, trying to get the guys fired up there after they allowed 40 points to the Browns last week.
Yeah, they said, Ed, can you stick around, please? Want to play?
Hey, how about you sit back? Huh?
Don't get me started, man.
Tom Pelissero, he is in Baltimore with a preview of Ravens Steelers.
The Ravens enter Sunday's big divisional game at Pittsburgh on their first losing streak since Lamar Jackson became their starting quarterback. So how is Jackson handling a little bit of team adversity this week? As right tackle Orlando Brown told me, he doesn't like to lose. I'll just say he's excited for Sunday. The Ravens' defense has not helped matters, allowing over 500 yards in consecutive games for the first time in franchise history. Now, they take on a Steelers offense that changed a lot in quarterback Mason Rudolph's second NFL start, a dominating win over the Bengals on Monday night. Safety Earl Thomas told me, we saw Wildcat, we saw screens, we saw how they want to attack deep. I feel like we're covering our bases. Now we've just got to go out there and execute. Defensive coordinator Wink Martindale said it is the fundamentals, technique, angles to the football, tackling. After a couple of performances like that, Martindale said, there is nothing better than playing this rivalry.
That's so true. Thank you, Tom. So this time last week, it seemed like the Ravens were flying away with the AFC North, while the Browns were maybe going to hit the panic button. But now both Cleveland and Baltimore are 2-2 with the Steelers, just one game back. As for the Bengals, I think Andy Dalton may have just gotten sacked again. I don't know. Somebody check on him. That was so rough. I know.
That's a guy.
That brings us to On the Hook, presented by Bass Pro Shops. And this week, it's all about the AFC North. As we showed you, 3 teams within one game of first place there. So we each picked someone from this division who's on the hook for a big game this weekend. And Mike Robb, who's it going to be this week?
Yeah, I got James Conner, man. I expected more out of him this year, right? It's your job. Right? There's no Le'Veon Bell, no sense of him actually walking into the building. And this year he only has 139 yards through 4 games. A year ago, he had 232 yards, 3 touchdowns through 4 games. He needs to work on his tempo to the line of scrimmage. It seems like he's missing his run lanes because he's so fast at getting to the line of scrimmage. And it seems like this offensive line may miss the running style of another back. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to put out any tea out there, but I'm just saying, come on, James Conner, you're better than that. Let's go. You're on the hook.
He's on the hook.
He's on the hook. I'm sure he'd love to go 88 yards to the house, virtually untouched, the way that Nick Chubb did against this. What?
Did you see that?
I was there.
Oh, my God.
Dude, what's up with my boy Earl May? Just said, I don't want
No. Earl's got a little hamstring thing, so he didn't want
he
knew he wasn't catching it.
But did he come out on the next series?
Here's what happened with Earl.
Wait a minute. Who's on the hook, though?
I'm getting there.
My bad. I'm sorry.
No, he was actually leading me there.
Perfect.
So Earl, after the game, went and talked to Brandon Williams. I reported this. They had a heated discussion in which...
Heated fellowship. That's what it is.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It was a discussion about why Brandon Williams didn't play, and I gather that Earl was not alone. I mean, a lot of people thought Brandon Williams should have been out there on the field for those Baltimore Ravens. So I'm going to put Brandon Williams on the hook, okay? He's a run-stuffing defensive tackle.
So they know more about his health than he does.
Well, sometimes,
you know what I mean? Just like on that play, Earl hamstring, nobody knows more about his hamstring than him.
Well, but his point was I was out there on a bum hamstring trying to make things work while you were in the training room and not out there with us. It's not me.
I know,
Don't put this on me.
I'm just talking to you, man.
Okay.
So, Brandon Williams, you need a bounce-back game for you and your teammates and all the coaches.
Okay, like it.
Whoa, well, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm on the hook for the specific player is Nick Chubb. Like, we saw Nick Chubb have a heck of a day. And to me, for this Cleveland Browns offense to be who I think they can be, with all those weapons they have, I think it starts. Everybody wants it to start with Baker. I think it starts with Nick Chubb. He is an electrifying running back that, when given the opportunity, can help you win football games and help set up that passing attack.
There we go.
So
there we go.
With all the weapons that this Cleveland Browns offense has,
He's got an angle.
Nick Chubb has to me, be the focal point. So then you can give it to OBJ, give it to Jarvis Landry, give it to Callaway, who's coming back out there. And so it starts with me running the football, and Nick Chubb to me is the focal
But you
point
got
of
some
that.
wide receivers on the outside
You
who may
do.
have some,
Yeah.
who may have
They
some
gonna
Stephon
they-
Diggs
they gonna
problems
have-
with that.
They might have to
I'm
have
just
some
saying.
problems, but for them to win football games, you have to protect Baker. You can't have him sit back there and throw the ball all over the yard.
We interviewed Nick. I interviewed Nick Chubb after the game. He said I could have run through that hole. Your thoughts?
No, you couldn't
Okay,
have ran
go
through
ahead.
that.
Colin,
No,
you're
you
up.
couldn't have.
Probably until somebody was chasing.
That's what I said.
You barely ran through the door.
Until they start chasing you.
All right, I'm going with the Bengals. They are on the hook. They're playing the Cardinals, and both of these teams should really be on the
put
hook.
their whole
because
team on the
They
hook?
haven't won yet. Both of these teams, yeah, they're 0-7-1 right now. Awful.
big one.
But since we are sticking in the AFC North, I'm going with the Bengals and that offensive line. They are on the hook because poor Andy Dalton, he was sacked a career high 8 times last week. This Bengals offensive line, they've allowed 19 sacks so far this season. The only team that's been worse than that just so happens to be the Cardinals, who they're
really?
facing. So there could be a lot of sacks in this game. But what I was going to say is when you look at Andy Dalton over his career, the guy that has been his biggest nightmare has been Terrell Suggs. And now he is on the Cardinals. So you know that is going to be a thing in this game.
Pick
Poor
up that
Andy
Cardinals
Dalton,
defense when
he
you
was
finish.
already without A.J. Green. They lost John Brown last week. And so just like, come on, let the man live.
Yeah,
all right?
man.
You're on the hook.
I feel
Protect
kind of
him,
bad
okay?
for Andy Dalton when you say it like that.
I
8
know.
sacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, O-line, what y'all doing?